We are experts in all Irish immigration matters. An example of the types of applications and matters which we would deal with would be employment permits and visas, where a non-EEA national is looking to come to Ireland to live and work. Irish residency applications, which can be based on perhaps a person being the parent of an Irish citizen child, the spouse of an Irish citizen or EU national, the partner of an Irish citizen or EU national, a student who is living in the States seeking to extend their permission to remain here, a person who is looking to retire in Ireland, or perhaps a parent who is looking to join a family member to live in Ireland. We would deal with all types of visa applications. So in Ireland, we have two types of visas. We have long stay D visas, which are for periods of over 90 days, and short stay C visas, which are, as it says, shorter visas for periods of up to 90 days. So in terms of long stay D visas, an example of why people would apply for such a visa would be potentially a student coming to Ireland to study. Maybe a person who has been granted an employment permit, they will need to apply for a long stay D visa to actually come to Ireland to take up the employment after they are granted their employment permit. A family member who is applying to join their family member in Ireland, for example, a spouse, a parent, a child, etc. Short stay C visas then are granted, as I said, for a period of up to 90 days. An example of this type of visa would be if a person is coming to Ireland as a tourist, as a visitor, on a business visa, maybe to come to Ireland to attend business meetings, etc. Those would be examples of shorter stay C visas. And we would have a lot of expertise dealing with this area. Other areas of law which we would deal with would be international protection applications. So if a person comes to Ireland and they apply for international protection, then their case is then looked at in terms of, are they entitled to refugee status? Are they entitled to subsidiary protection? Are they entitled to potentially being granted humanitarian leave to remain? All those sections would fall under international protection. Another area which we would deal with very frequently and we would be highly skilled in dealing with is judicial review applications. So a judicial review takes place where a person submits an application to the Irish Department of Justice or Department of Enterprise or Foreign Affairs, depending on the type of application which they have submitted. If they are refused at first instance and on an appeal, then they may have grounds to take a legal challenge to the courts to quash that decision. And they are seeking an order of certiorari from the courts to quash the decision. So an example where this would happen is potentially if a person applies for an Irish visa and the visa might be refused at first instance. They then appeal this refusal. And if the appeal is then also refused, then the only avenue opened to them to continue to challenge these refusals is by taking a judicial review to the High Court. Another form of judicial review which we would deal with very frequently is if a person is waiting for a decision on an immigration application or, for example, an Irish citizenship application, and they are waiting for an excessive, disproportionate period of time. For example, if a person applies for Irish citizenship and they are waiting for over 2 years for a decision, they may be entitled to institute court proceedings whereby they are seeking the court to make an order of mandamus to compel the Minister for Justice to issue a decision on their application. And due to ongoing delays in the citizenship application process, this again is a type of judicial review which we would frequently be instructed to act in. Judicial review cases are instituted in the Irish High Court and are dealt with by the Irish High Court, but often end up going to higher courts, for example, the Court of Appeal, the Irish Supreme Court, and perhaps even the European Court of Justice. And Sinnott Solicitors are frequently instructed in cases which are litigated in all of these various courts. Another area which we have significant expertise in dealing with would be Irish citizenship applications, so citizenship by naturalisation, citizenship by foreign birth registration, and Irish passport applications. For further information on our services, please visit our website on www.sinnott.ie, or if you have any queries, you can email us on info@sinnott.ie or telephone us on 00353 1 406 2862.